Starz' romantic drama Outlander is currently in production for its eagerly awaited 7th season. Fans are super excited to see how the story will unfold further. Just recently, Sam Heughan, who plays Jamie Fraser on the show, reflected on his character's arc and spoke on the changes he had experienced. In this video, we will discuss everything he sees in the bigger picture. First off, Sam spoke about the changes his character experienced. Since his first appearance in Season 1, Jamie has proven to be a fan-favorite character. Many would argue that his portrayal exceeded the expectations of those who had already read the novel series. He gained a huge fan base from viewers who were enchanted by his selflessness towards Claire and his family. However, throughout the 6 seasons, he has undergone major changes, including a number of traumatic events. Since Outlander first premiered in 2014, he had physically aged to tie in with the progression of his family. For example, the birth of his grandchild seemed a bit weird, but after all, the show deals with time travel, so it's understandable. Reflecting on his character's journey, Heughan said he thinks Jamie has matured really well. He's become such a politician and a strategist, just like Colin Mackenzie. It's really nice to see how he's developed a lot of those attributes. One of his most memorable moments was when Jamie almost died in Season 5 from a snake bite. As Brianna came to his rescue, viewers saw him gain a sense of maturity. It was a significant point in his character development. He can now see the bigger picture, something he wasn't capable of before. And when we're dealing with things in history like actual events, he knows each move can have serious consequences. Next up, Diana Gabaldon also talked about the character's aging. Outlander author Diana Gabaldon also recently opened up about aging Jamie and Claire, as well as the misconception about older characters. Speaking to Seattle Times, she said, "All of this probably ties into a misconception that older people are not interesting. It's why fans enjoyed the first 2 seasons way more than the rest because the leads were younger." Diana also mentioned that older people could prove to be interesting characters too. She said, "We couldn't have stereotyped old people running around doing stuff that 30-year-olds would be doing, but that doesn't mean what they're doing is pointless or uninteresting. People will notice this when they come out of the romance novel reading tradition where everyone's in their 20s and 30s. It's just an exception with this show because some sci-fi elements influence the aging process." Also, Sam even hinted at the potential death of Jamie. Last month, Heughan appeared in an interview with Gold Derby, where he revealed something shocking about the fate of his character. He didn't explicitly say this, but hinted that he'd die sooner than people would expect. According to him, while he was reading the scripts for the upcoming seasons, part of him already knew about it. Portraying Jamie had allowed him to develop a close relationship with the character, and so he felt as if something indicated that the end was near. Jamie's known as a courageous person by nature and has faced several hardships in the past seasons. Throughout the show, we've seen him survive many near-death and life-threatening situations, which Claire has also kept track of. This included a leg injury that became inflamed and infected quite badly at the beginning of the series. Claire had to use her skills as a nurse to operate on him and remove a bullet from his skull, which sounds like a very painful procedure. In addition to this, he was also slashed with knives and swords and had to overcome a poisonous snake bite, which put him on his deathbed. So being afraid of death doesn't suit his personality at all. Even if he sees the surrounding signs, he remains calm. But with Sam finally giving an indication about his character's death, fans are worried. We're not sure if he'll die in the upcoming season because, frankly speaking, that's up to the writers of the show to decide. But let's see. Plus, we also have a potential release date for the upcoming season. There isn't much that's been revealed about the production of the 7th season so far, but we do know that it began in May and is currently happening. This means it'll probably wrap up completely by late fall 2022. The weirdest thing is that Starz didn't reveal anything about the production schedule. It's Sam who regularly posts on Instagram, updating fans with what's happening. His social media presence often gives away a lot of what's happening on the set. Keeping that in mind, we think it's safe to say that the 7th season will come out sometime near the end of 2022 or early next year. If we think about it, that isn't a very long wait. As far as the cast is concerned, we'll definitely be seeing the primary members such as Caitriona Balfe, Sam, Sophie Skelton, and Richard Rankin, but there'll be some new additions as well. Executive producer Matthew Roberts confirmed that 2 new characters had been introduced to the show. Izzy Michael Small and Joey Phillips will be playing siblings, Rachel Hunter and Denzel Hunter respectively. They'll be known as Quakers living in the countryside whose daily routine is interrupted when Ian comes to their farm along with an injured Ransom. And as for the plot, it'll probably wrap up the the events of the previous season before moving forward. The ending of season 6 was a major cliffhanger, leaving Claire and Jamie in an extremely intense situation. In the finale, they were separated, and Claire was sent to Wilmington, where she was about to face trial for the death of Malva, an alleged crime against her. And now for some other related news. First off, Sam shares a TikTok of him getting lost during a trip to Mexico. Sam has delighted fans by joining TikTok as he's been documenting his most recent trip to Mexico. Interestingly enough, this included getting lost in the country. The actor joined the social media platform recently and shared his first post, which showed him and his team lost in the Mexican countryside. While talking to the camera, he told viewers that they had made it somewhere but wasn't quite sure where. His screen then panned to show lush green mountains in the background. Fans are speculating that he's back in Mexico to make more of his Sassanach tequila after it was such a big hit last year. In December 2021, he released his own brand of drink following the success of the whiskey, which launched in 2020 under the same title. Just recently, it also won the International Spirits Challenge. After sharing photos of his trip, including the TikToks of him getting lost, he has led fans to believe that he's making more of his successful tequila. He has also confirmed that he's in search of agave, whatever that means. We're sure he'll update us on that soon. Next up, he's also seemingly starring in a film adaptation of Dave's Gone. After doing a bunch of films in previous years, Sam is once again in talks for a major new role, and we're speaking for everyone when we say we're pretty excited about it. The 42-year-old is in talks to lead the feature film adaptation of the best-selling video game Days Gone. According to Deadline, Sony is trying to bring the PlayStation zombie survival game to the big screen for viewers to enjoy. While we still don't have a lot of details about the project, we do know that Oscar-nominated writer of X-Men First Class and Up in the Air, Sheldon Turner, is writing the screenplay. Fans may notice that this won't be the first time Heughan has worked with Turner, as he's also the scribe behind the actor's currently shelved blockbuster project Everest. According to him, this film was also set to star Ewan McGregor and Mark Strong but was delayed earlier this year. Lastly, Graham McTavish reveals the Game of Thrones role he turned down. Although Dougal Mackenzie, played by Graham McTavish, was killed off way back in season 2 of Outlander, the star recently spoke about his role. There, he recalled the moment he turned down a role on HBO's hit Game of Thrones. During an interview with the Sunday Post, he recalled a meeting with showrunner Ryan Condal around 5 years ago where they were having lunch. At that point, he told him he was working on a Game of Thrones prequel and would love for McTavish to be in it. When it came closer, he said there were 2 possible characters for Graham to play, but one of them died in episode 4, so of course he went for the other one. But he didn't identify the character that was turned down, so now fans are looking forward to seeing him in his new role in the Game of Thrones prequel House of the Dragon, which has begun premiering on HBO Max. And that's a wrap for this video. What did you think of Sam's thoughts on the changes Jamie had to face in the show? And are you excited to see the upcoming season? Let us know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification for similar videos. See you in the next one.